Welcome back. We are back from the break, and we are here on the IRS Radio Hour, and I am your host. I am Attorney Stephen Leahy on AM 560, The Answer.
It's the blog segment. The blog. The blog.
Remember last week we were talking about not having the right music for this.
We
segment.
have an intro for every segment.
So we're going to get it. We tried. That one's good. I like that one.
I liked it. Debbie, there's just everybody take. Debbie, stand up and take a bow. Woo! It's like who did that? Who did that? That was Joe Biden with the guy in the wheelchair. Stand up and take a bow.
Oh, the guy had it. Yeah,
come on. It's like, Joe.
Oh my! How about we all stand up and give him a
Joe? Come on, man.
Well, do me a favor though, Debbie. Can you play that clip of Jim singing the Rebecca Black song?
Oh my Lord. Do we have that? Party and yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
I just am like, it's like an ambush.
Not trying to embarrass you or anything,
ambush,
Jim.
You know? It's like everything is recorded that we do on here. I'm going to just sit with the shortstop held down the whole time. So I'll never get caught off guard again.
I understand. But this blog, because it is the blog segment that you did so well, Jim.
Yeah, thank you.
And this week I'm going to talk about a big story I saw on Forbes, and it was that $1 billion, $1 billion is the IRS is holding for tax refunds, but not 2015 refunds.
Oh, so that's what we're talking about?
We're talking about 2012 refunds. That's and why I wanted to talk about that. And I've talked about this on the show before about if you don't file your tax returns. I was on another show, and someone had called in and asked about it, and David Hochberg was like, you got to file your tax returns. And I was telling him, the IRS doesn't care if you file your tax returns if they owe you money. Right? If they owe you money, they'd rather you didn't file your tax return. Now, John Koskinen came out last week and said, "Oh no, we want you to file your tax returns if we owe you money, especially
get your billion back,
especially students, because we want students to have their money back." How about everybody?
We can, we follow the law.
That's right. And how about everybody? John Koskinen. What was he? I forgot what was were you awarded? He had some.
Oh yeah, he won an award,
and then he got the bad award and then the good award.
No, I don't know. It's an award. It's a prestigious award.
Oh, that's what we said. The Fragile, the Italian outfit. Yeah. They gave him an award. I think it was whatever it was. But anyway,
the leg lamp.
What
is that?
What happened was. So what happens was, right? If you don't file your tax returns, well, guess what? They won't send you your refund, right? And
so wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean?
They won't. I mean, I thought that.
So if they're taking money out of my check every week and I have a refund due because they've taken more money than I owe, and they're supposed to give me a refund. Well, they don't know I'm going to get a refund unless I file my tax return. And then I file my tax return, and it tells them, okay, well, this is how much we owe them. Let's send them back this refund, and they give you the money back. If you don't file your return, well, then they won't send you the money. And if you don't file your returns for 3 years later, they take your money and they'll never get it back to you. Now, if you don't file your tax returns and you owe money, well, they can go back. They can go after you for 10 years for you to pay them. But if they owe you money, you can only go back 3 years. So that's why
I think we should change that law.
Well, it's not going to change anytime soon. And that's why it's important that they have over $1 billion now waiting for 2012 refunds. If you don't file your 2012 return before April 18th, 2016, then you will lose that refund. And someone said, well, can I use it and apply it to some other taxes that I owe? And the answer is no, it's gone forever.
What, do you think this is a credit system?
It's gone.
I have a coupon.
And so sometimes people owe student loans or child support payments, and they take their refunds to pay those debts off. But if I don't file my tax returns, they don't use the money to pay those debts. And so instead of using that money to pay some debts or not get it, or even IRS, so if I owe the IRS money, right, they'll keep my refund. But if I don't file my tax return, well, then they won't use that money to offset what I owe. So now I'm going to pay them twice or 3 times. It doesn't make any sense to let the IRS keep your tax refund. Now, why does this happen? Because they make it really hard to, cumbersome to get your tax refund because you have to fill out your tax return.
The IRS would like to apologize for that.
I'd like to apologize. Sorry, we kept your $1 billion. I like this.
Wait, I have $1 billion?
This IRS collectively, Jim, collectively. In this article where this young lady talks about it, how much is $1 billion? She says, I know we throw around these illions anymore, millions, billions, trillions, like they're nothing, but it's a lot of money. How much? If the Internal Revenue Service gave away $1 an hour, it would take more than 114,155 years to get rid of $1 billion. So arbitrary, but it does kind of demonstrate it's a lot of money. $1 billion is a lot of money. I know we talk about. I was on the train this week, and I have a conductor who has. Sometimes he has a tax problem, and he said, "I got a letter from the IRS, and they told me it was 45 days. They need another 45 days because they're really busy, and they can't really go after my." And I asked them, I know that they're claiming that they don't have enough money. How much? Like I do on this show a lot. How much money do you think that the budget of the IRS is? I said, $500 million? Nah, I know. $1 billion. $10 billion, you're thinking. No, it's $13 billion. It's a lot of money.
My God. I know he said it on the show. I always forget. I always think it's $1 billion. I'm like, well, that's a lot.
$13 billion. And they tell us it's not enough money. And that's why, and I like this because I'm doing something for a client, and the IRS promises to have it done in 30 days. And that's their policy. So I sent it in more than 30 days ago. I got a letter yesterday saying, it's going to take another 90 days. So, well, wait a minute. You're supposed to have it done in 30 days, your promise. Well, it's really busy. It is tax season. Like everybody in the IRS is forgoing everything else, and they're all worried about tax returns. That's not the way it works. With $13 billion, you can have different departments that concentrate on one thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
But they always use it is tax season.
They just so what do you think that there's just one woman in the IRS named Carol? I'll get you in a minute.
I can't help you this week because I've got 300 million tax returns.
Oh, that's Carol. She's pretty bombarded at the moment.
So let's put it off. Send out the letters that say it'll be another.
Hey, let's go make a video.
So anyway,
who wants to go do that? Remember that when they made those videos?
Yeah, I do remember.
Space, the final frontier.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that they have the money for that, but they don't have the money to answer the phone. They don't have the money to address these things that they promised in 30 days, and now it's going to be. And my client said, because this was for trying to get their past tax records withdrawn from their credit score return, credit score. Remember, we talked about this on the show before, about that part of the IRS Fresh Start program is that they allow you now, once you pay them, you can get it withdrawn from your tax, from your credit report, and it makes your credit score go up higher, so maybe you can get a loan that you wouldn't otherwise get. And that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to borrow money so she can refinance her house and lower she's got like a 7% mortgage rate. If she can go down to 4%, she could save a lot of money a month. But all we have to do is get it off of her credit score, and then her credit report, and her credit score will go up, and she'll be able to qualify for the loan. But the mortgage broker can't wait around for 120 days, for keep this offer open. So now we got to start all over again with that after we get, so again, it causes a lot of friction, and it's only because the IRS says that they don't have the time. But I think it's a lie.
What happens when there's a lot of friction? You need to change brake pads.
That's good. That is true. I'm not much of a mechanic, Jim, but that you probably know that from experience.
I could change the oil, change the brakes. And also drive the car into the ground.
But don't you ever change? Because I like you.
Don't go changing.
I understand. So anyway, if you have unfiled tax returns, especially if you haven't filed in 2012 and you have a refund due, File it before April 18th. It's important. You won't get the money back if you don't do it. So if you need help, if you have unfiled tax returns, if you owe the IRS money, if the IRS is coming after you, if you need a tax preparer, call me. Call Opem Tax Resolutions at 312-664-6649. Again, that number is 312-664-6649.
Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because after the commercial break, we'll be right back at you.
Wow.